I'm Steele, and I'm here at the Ontario University's fair at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. Arguably the world's largest post-secondary consumer show, attracting more than 130,000 young people and their parents in over 3 days of a weekend. The Toronto Convention Centre has hosted the university's fair for the last 8 years I've been attending, and what we're going to do this year is a little bit different. We're going to try and show you more interactively in a video what's happening at the fair, some of the highlights of the fair. And I brought along my own expert, my teenage daughter, Caitlin, who's helping me with the camera at this very moment.
Hi!
Let's go inside.
The University Fair has prominent police and security presence, including that cruiser out front, metal detectors at the door, and pairs of officers patrolling the convention level floor in uniform. While some American and European higher ed fairs have more exhibitors than the OUF, none attract as many prospective students, with about 40,000 passing through the doors each day. The vast scale of the convention floor overwhelms prospective students. This is no high school gym. Two platinum sponsors have their exhibits immediately inside the trade show doors. The CGA has a strong presence to plant the seeds of that career choice among budding young accountants. Their friendly reps hand out branded sunglasses to everyone who passes by, while a bank of iPads is ready to receive contact information from prospective students. The prize stakes have been rising steadily higher at the OUF in recent years. RBC is offering $15,000 in prize incentives just to capture contact information from future student borrowers. We're going to walk you through the convention floor in no particular order, starting with the large exhibit for one of the three Toronto universities that effectively are the local hosts for the OUF. Ryerson University's booth, one of the largest and most crowded, has divisions by program area, and students were backed up for miles to talk to representatives about the programs they were most interested in. Nipissing, a much smaller university from North Bay, has always demonstrated marketing savvy at the OUF, trying to capture the attention of students who think the world stops at Steele's Avenue. In past years, Nipissing's attracted students with the opportunity to pose for photographs against a road trip background. Nipissing's booth, new last year, features the bright school colors, large video displays on the back wall with plenty of motion and energy, and a new poster child student, Megan, whose face dominates the wall behind her, paper handouts, and even a billboard on Front Street outside the convention center. Nipissing's data entry pillars are brightly colored, and hexagonal umbrellas float overhead to make sure students can't miss them. For extra special VIPs, Nipissing even has branded hats, which caught my daughter's attention for sure. Algoma University in Sault Ste. Marie is a relatively young institution, but it came out swinging at the OUF back in 2007 with its Colossal U campaign. This year, Algoma replaced its paper signage with flat screens promoting its increasingly successful Get on the Bus program to encourage GTA students to visit the campus.
Okay, so our message to students is small university, big education. So what that means to students is small class sizes. We have an average of 25 students in each class. We cap them at 65. So there are no big lecture halls for students. They have opportunities in class to put their hand up, speak to professors at the end of the class. It creates a relationship between the faculty and the student that may not be as possible at bigger institutions. And that can really help them out when they get to graduate studies. Those relationships can lead to good reference letters, good opportunities doing research as an undergrad that can really help when they move on to graduate studies.
Fun because we're a small school focused on personal attention, and what I find when I come down to these things is that you end up sitting talking to a family. It's usually a family on the Saturday for 20 to 30 minutes at a time. And you really get an opportunity to go through the whole picture of what the experience is like. And I think they walk away saying, oh, yeah, this looks like a good place because the president took a half an hour to talk to us about the residents and the programming and the student life and all of those things. And it's just fun to talk to them about that kind of thing.
Laurentian University from Sudbury has a fairly large presence on the trade show floor, with a distinctive etched glass wall and a comfortable lounge area in the back corner. Laurentian claims they were the first to add video flat screens to their OOF exhibit years ago, and certainly the dynamic colors and visuals they're using now draw the eye. As we check out the booth, who do we spot over there but Laurentian President Dominic Giroux.
What's the message, at the fair, what's the message to give people about Laurentian?
The message about Laurentian is your undergraduate years are meant to be the best years of your life. Right? And some of the features of Laurentian University, we have one of the lowest student-faculty ratios in the country. The learning environment is fantastic. 750 acres surrounded by 5 lakes, a golf course, and a supervised beach. So if you want to focus on the academics and student life and athletics, you can do that. If you want to go downtown, it's only a 5-minute bus ride. Sudbury is only 4 hours away from Toronto. We have a bus home program 4 times a year. And we obviously have a range of signature programs for which we're known for nationally, maybe forensic science, sports administration, kinesiology, new school of architecture, and so forth. But we also have the comprehensive offering of liberal arts and science, which allows students to do majors, minors, specializations, which our undergraduate degree structure is quite flexible for that to meet student needs.
Sorry, what do you like about OOF?
Well, what I like about OOF is that obviously it's the interaction with the students who will be coming to Laurentian, but also the team building opportunity for students, faculty, and staff and alumni. We invite faculty and staff to be part of the delegation here at OOF. And some faculty have been coming for several years, for others their first experience. So it gives them the opportunity to learn about their own university beyond their own individual program.
After lunch, the crowd starts to build and it's getting harder to get around the trade show floor at the OOF or to corner people with time to talk to us. Wilfrid Laurier University revamped their booth a couple of years ago, and it includes prominent sections for their Waterloo and Brantford campuses. This year, Laurier added a large touchscreen campus map and yet more iPads for data entry, in this case to win $500 at the campus bookstore or a donation to charity. Laurier also added something unique, a Nintendo Wii system, and they encouraged prospective students to dress up in Laurier spirit wear and interact with the gaming system. Don't ask me what game that is, but it must be good stress relief for a student contemplating his post-secondary choices.
What we're trying to convey to students at the University Fair about Laurier is that the sense of community is unparalleled. So there's no such thing as a bad education anywhere in Ontario. So we are among some of the leaders in the province, but we also really bring that student experience side and balancing the in-classroom experience and the academics with the extracurriculars and the experience outside as well.
The crowd is consistently deep at the Queen's University exhibit with its sail-shaped segments for different schools and faculties. Next door, my alma mater, Western University, one of these days I'll get used to calling it that, and its affiliated colleges, King's, Brescia, and Huron, are attracting a huge crowd as well. Western's new visual identity is prominent, and flat screens add some energy and motion to the newly designed coat of arms. Trent University, with campuses in Oshawa and Peterborough, has been upping its game over the past 8 years at OOF, and its big, bright exhibit features bright colors, curving backdrop, flat screens, and something unusual. At the center of the booth, there's a tree. Not sure if it's potted or plastic, but obviously it's trying to create an environmental ambiance. Trent has laptops out to gather contact information, offering a chance to win a Galaxy Tab. After blogging about the Ontario University's fair for 8 years, there's plenty that hasn't changed over that time. But every year there are a few new surprises just to keep things interesting. Brock University clearly understands the discipline of branding, and their Both Sides of the Brain campaign has been running consistently nationally for several years now. Their OUF exhibit has gradually evolved each year. They've still got the IMAX to capture student data, but they've added an information booth at the corner. Of course, the real attention grabber at the Brock exhibit is the spin-to-win slot machine. After students enter their contact information, they get into line to push the big red button to win. Evidently, not everybody can be a winner. On the trade show floor, I'd argue that the University of Windsor has probably seen the biggest changes in their booth this year. They have a slick new visual identity based on a much more traditional coat of arms. Good idea. The engineering area is highlighted by a small dune buggy, while kinesiology's mascot Wilbur is back at it on his exercise cycle. Students are encouraged to tweet their photo with Wilbur. This past May, the University of Windsor announced a strategic partnership with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment to create student internships, kinesiology research opportunities, and special promotions from university events at Leaf Games to the rights to use the Leafs logo in their promotional activities. The University of Windsor added a small floor hockey rink to the center of its exhibit at OOF this year, with signage urging students to achieve their goals. Leafs players Darcy Tucker and Brad May made an appearance at the booth, autographing pucks and posing for photographs. The University of Guelph's exhibit hasn't obviously changed much from last year, although it still has a clear layout with signage for subject areas, prominent racks of viewbooks, and a circular bank of laptops to collect contact information. Next door, the University of Guelph Humber promotes its core promise, an honors BA and a college diploma in just 4 years, and of course has its own bank of laptops as well. It's only been a couple of years since Lakehead launched its bright new exhibit featuring natural textures and brilliant backlit displays emphasizing their campus locations in both Thunder Bay and Orillia. New flat screens encourage students to enter their contact information on the iPads below for a chance to win one of 5 iPads. The University of Ottawa launched their new exhibit last year, moving from a linear wall to an open square in what may be the least cluttered booth design at OOF. Faculties are identified by colorful overhead signage, and representatives wear matching color-coded shirts. For several years now, Ottawa's made good use of large flat screens in the corners of their booth to display plenty of images of programs and campus. McMaster's exhibit has gradually evolved over the past few years, but still features a large curved wall portraying one of its greatest features, the gorgeous campus. Translucent racks of view books are a different touch, although I'm not sure if they're new. University of Waterloo's booth uses brightly colored arches for each faculty, and perhaps also color-coded t-shirts for representatives of each. I'm particularly impressed by the use of flat-screen displays at the corner of the Waterloo booth to animate the Waterloo brand visuals. Carleton University's booth design doesn't seem to have changed a lot this year, but the corner flat screen prominently promotes social media channels and a chance to win free first-year tuition. Oshawa-based University of Ontario Institute of Technology has the same booth as last year, with prominent racks of viewbooks and animated flat-screen images. Although I've written about Royal Military College's booth before, since this is a video podcast, you can finally see how the backlit posters rotate on the corner. The University of Toronto, the largest institution in the country and one of the biggest exhibitors and presenters at the Ontario University Fair, has been using their current booth design since the launch of their Boundless campaign. You would probably expect OCAD University, the only art and design university at OOF, to have cleverly designed print materials and exhibit space, and they did not disappoint. I'm not sure whether the large flat screen is a new addition this year or not, but it is prominent in OCAD's display. Somehow York University always seems to have the largest footprint at OOF, with plenty of wide open space on the convention floor around their exhibit. I think the design and visuals have been in use for a couple of years now, but they are clear and efficient at indicating subject areas and campus spokespeople. There are always plenty of viewbooks ready at hand at the racks at the front of the booth, and I think it's particularly wise of York to include a lounge space for prospective students to sit down for a longer conversation. York has touchscreen tablets to gather contact information and offers students a chance to win first-year tuition and books. You might think at this point that we've seen everything there is to see at the Ontario Universities Fair, but we've just finished with the exhibition floor. We still need to go upstairs in order to check out what's happening in the presentation rooms. It didn't feel right to record a bunch of traditional presentations for you, although we did sit through a handful just like everyone else at OOF. But one room upstairs that continues to stand out is Laurentian University's 5D campus tour. It's not new, but this year I get to take you inside through the wonders of video. Think of it as a virtual tour of a virtual tour.
Typically the students will come through, get that initial kind of question of where are you, what's Sudbury like, or what's Barrie like, and then we'll move over to the residence area. So in here we've created a room that's a little bit bigger than most dorm rooms and decorated by IKEA, so a little classy. And we've got students from residence answering questions about what it's like to live in residence, and we talk about the differences for our residents. And then we even move through to our athletics area. And over here we've got Jamie, our varsity athlete. Basically we're giving an idea of what it's like to be a voyageur and our amenities. So these are, of course, real pictures of our gym and our indoor track and our Olympic-sized pool.
The benches are new this year, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I have pictures from last year. That's right.
Exactly. So, and we've rebranded the Voyageurs lately, so this room is a big help in accessorizing that.
Does anyone play basketball? Sorry? Nobody shoots hoops?
Some have asked. Some have definitely asked.
Yeah. Okay. And then in the last quadrant, we've got a bit of a contest going on. So we've got students taking pictures with our jerseys and tweeting them at us for a chance to win iTunes gift cards. So we've had a lot of uptake on that.
I have to do something because, yeah, I'm just filming. Oh, there you go. Tell who's been a cheerleader.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then Laurentian should be flattered by UOIT's presentation room.
Are you recording so you can remember going home? You are so smart. You're so ready for university. It's really cool. You get to take a campus tour without even being on campus.
UOIT's room is carpeted with AstroTurf, features picnic tables, and is dominated by a massive projection wall created by 4 immense projector units. The video wall runs a loop of campus, complete with birdsong, but periodically presents a short day-in-the-life video shot entirely from a student perspective. UOIT is celebrating its 10th anniversary, but in the world of universities, that's still fairly young, and it's not as well known as it ought to be. A virtual campus presence at OOF is one way to reach out to prospective students downtown. For years now, York University has been the big Toronto school that pushes the boundaries at OOF, trying innovative gimmicks like photo booths and chocolate bar giveaways to hold student attention long enough to engage them in meaningful conversation. York's presentation room has evolved from a cavernous and traditional theater setting to a multi-purpose room with presentation stage and seating, lounge area, and exhibits for a variety of areas. This French Scrabble board is an interactive way to make the point that Glendon campus is a francophone institution available for students interested in York. Not only did York University bring a juggler to the University Fair, but they give out stress balls to students who are increasingly anxious about their choices. The only other presentation room whose layout's worth noting today is Brock University, who's again using the format of a presentation room but with bistro tables and chairs for casual conversation and seating to encourage students to stay put after the presentation for some Q&A and discussions.
Well, that in a nutshell is the 2013 Ontario Universities Fair. We've tried to sum up the intriguing things we spotted in recruitment, branding, and marketing for post-secondary in Ontario. I'm sure we've missed as much as we've captured, but I'm hopeful that the video context gives you a bit more of a feeling of being here. We welcome comments below on the blog to tell us what you think and what we missed, what should have been included. Our apologies to all of the people I would have liked to have interviewed on camera, and we just simply didn't have time, or odds were against us when we got to their booth, and there was a lineup of parents and their kids trying to get attention, so we didn't have a chance to talk to everyone we would have liked to. And thank you to Caitlin for her admirable work behind the camera. I think we both had a very full weekend, and we're both looking forward to resting up. Next year we'll be back, and we may try the video format again. Let us know if you think that's wise, or if you'd prefer we go back to the photographs and written captions that we did for the last 8 years. And with that, I think I'm going to say thank you for watching. Please comment below. It's been fun. Hi, I'm Ken Steele, and I'm here at the Ontario Universities Fair in Toronto. It's a big event every September in the Metro. Yeah, I'm seeing it on tape. Steele, and I'm here at the Ontario Universities Fair at the Metro. I'll be back in I'm not talking loud enough? Do I have to be closer?
Don't get to.
Okay.
We are recording this instant.
Let me think what I can
Right
say.
now. Oh no.
It's... I hope that the last 10 or 20 minutes have summed up most of the really intriguing things we spotted this year in recruitment and admissions and marketing and branding. And we're going to have to cut that piece out. What else do I want to say?
Alright, hang on.
We may end up clipping them together.
Okay.
I'm Ken Steele, and